Good evening. Welcome out to the advisory report. It is June 11th, 2026. We'll start out by looking at our gauges. It's a bird's eye view of how we're feeling about the market based off of technical conditions. The market remains uncertain, although some favorable action today. The intermediate trend is still bullish, and the short-term trend is still negative bearish as price remains under the 20-day, but maybe threatening that level very, very soon. The market decided to bounce off the 50-day moving average today, which caused us to increase exposure on our more aggressive portfolios. We will review the charts in a second, but first, we're about 82% target on ultra aggressive, and when that is max favorable, we'll be about 100%. Aggressive, 95%. Max favorable would be 90 to 100, and our target on moderate aggressive right now is 75, and the max would be 80% on that on max favorable. Let's go ahead and look at some of the charts. We'll start out with our intermediate trend. This is a weekly chart plotting price closing on Friday. We'll be viewing a line chart here, and as you'll see when this loads up, that price is still in a bullish position in the intermediate term. And will stay that way with that bias as long as price holds over the 30-week moving average. So let's go ahead and switch that to bullish. This was bearish. And I think one of the things to note about this is we're looking for opportunities to buy the turn back up after a dip when we have this biased bullish position. And you can see that that's worked very well. The 30-week is this orange line, and the green line is when the S&P 500 is over the 30-week, and red when it's below. Let's go ahead and jump over to some short-term charts really quick. A little bit different layout than normal as we've upgraded the UI on here. As you can see, we are still negative below that 20-day moving average, but a nice bounce off of a support area with the 50-day coming in. We'll see if it's hold. We'll be quick to undo that increased exposure if we fail below this level, but it looked like the risk to reward was in our favor to start playing some offense. By the way, the S&P 500 up 1.75% today. So a nice rip, and we'll see kind of how that plays out. If it can stick its landing, we probably will get a little bit more offensive if we can get over the 20-day and hold. Let's go ahead and look at the intraday really quick. I just want to look at the 5-minute chart. You can see it's all subtle, and then all of a sudden a rip, and it just kept playing up to the upside here on this 5-minute chart. This is about midday to lunchtime. So I haven't checked the news yet, but I'm sure something newsworthy came out that created a little bit of a mind shift there. Let's go on over to Market Lens. Let's check out some of the positions inside the ultra aggressive account. We'll start out with Twilio. We did not change any of our exposure on Twilio today, as it's just sort of consolidating after 3 deep down days. We started playing some defense and booking some gains. We'll look for this to kind of turn back up as it's just hovering over the 20-day moving average. A new position for us today with 2 buys in CrowdStrike, and that's a beautiful turn back up. Once again, we're looking to see if it sticks the landing. Stops down here, and we're probably as max exposure on this as we're going to get. So we'll see if this one has legs. XLK, no change in our exposure today on this, just holding that sort of roughly 2% position in this after we sold some of the gains that we had. And same thing, let's see if this can go sideways and turn back up. We did take on a little SSO, which is 2 times the S&P 500, and why not when the S&P is up 1.7%? We'll be quick to get out of this if we fail down below this area. Doc N increased our exposure on Doc N today. This one's been holding up the best, and looks like the consolidation looks like it wants to come out if the market's favorable. And Marvell increased our exposure back on MRVL. one of the leaders, and if it can regain its leadership, we'll look to see if this can kind of get back up to old highs. That's what we got for you today. Take care. Have a wonderful afternoon. We'll be right back at it tomorrow.